Hello movie fans and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the giant spider creature feature Sting. Does this mix of horror, comedy, and drama work, or does Sting lack any bite? Let's talk about it. Sting follows Charlotte, a rebellious 12-year-old girl obsessed with comic books. Despite her stepfather Ethan's best efforts to connect with her through their comic book co-creation Fangirl, Charlotte feels isolated. Her mother and Ethan are distracted by their new baby and are struggling to cope, leaving Charlotte to bond with a baby spider she discovers in her auntie's apartment. Keeping it as a secret pet, she names it Sting. As Charlotte's fascination with Sting increases, so does its size. Growing at a monstrous rate, Sting's appetite for blood becomes insatiable. Neighbors' pets start to go missing, and then the neighbors themselves. Soon, Charlotte's family and the eccentric characters of the building realize that they are all trapped, hunted by a ravenous, supersized arachnid with a taste for human flesh. And Charlotte is the only one who knows how to stop it. This is a fantastic week for fans of monster movies, as not only are we getting the Nick Cage versus Nighttime Beasts in Arcadian this weekend, but we are also getting the giant man-eating spider movie, Sting. Which one should you go see? Well, check out my review for Arcadian if you're interested in that. But if you're looking for a schlocky B-movie throwback to monster movies of yesteryear that has just as much heart as it does blood and guts, Sting is going to be right up your alley. I had so much fun with this movie.
Why the need for so much gruesome graphic violence? Why not let us imagine
Because it's so much fun, Jan. Get it?
That the running time flew by so quickly, I was shocked when it was already coming to its conclusion. And while Sting might not be for everyone, it was definitely my cup of tea, and I am hoping that it becomes a word-of-mouth hit for people who are fans of these types of horror films and want to see more. So let me break down my pros and cons to hopefully help you decide if this horror flick is right for you. Director Kaya Roche Turner, who helmed the apocalyptic zombie movies Wormwood, injects just the right amount of zany humor, creature scares, and cheesy ridiculousness into his film. It's the type of schlocky B-movie horror that we don't get very often, at least in theaters, that doesn't take itself too seriously, but also seriously enough to make you care and give you the heebie-jeebies. Sting also has a surprising amount of heart, and that's what I think gives this movie its special sauce.
I make a sauce, we call it fancy sauce.
For me, it's my fancy sauce.
The relationship between our lead 12-year-old heroine Charlotte and her stepdad Ethan adds so much depth to this story and a payoff that really tugged at my heartstrings. There's a balance of tones here that really worked for me, but will probably not work for everyone. It's like a mix of E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Evil Dead Rise. One minute it's goofy, nostalgic, childish, and charming, and then the next minute curse words are being thrown around and the blood and guts are flowing. It's a difficult juxtaposition and sometimes it is jarring, but I think our director gets it mostly right. I also have to commend all of the VFX work in this film. Never once did I not believe this was a real spider. And anyone with arachnophobia is going to completely freak out over this movie. I'm not even that paranoid about spiders, but this movie got under my skin and I even had nightmares over it. And that doesn't happen very often for me, even with the scariest of horror films. The way this spider keeps growing and how it sneaks around this apartment, trapping its prey and then going inside of bodies to eat them from the inside.
No, 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 hell no, no.
It's absolutely gnarly and it will make your skin crawl. So not only does Sting get the humor, coming of age, and heartfelt moments right, but for me at least, it also landed when it came to the creature horror elements. I do have to say that the film does spend an awful lot of time developing the family drama of this story, and I know that has been a point of contention for a lot of viewers. The spider takes a back seat for quite a lot of the runtime to follow this struggling family, and not all of these moments work. Some of the acting from the parents is a little wooden, although our lead Elila Brown is pretty damn fantastic. And these scenes tend to drag on, when you really want the movie to just get to the gore and the action. I understand that we needed these moments in Sting to really connect to these characters, and the payoff probably wouldn't have worked so well if we hadn't had those moments, but it did seem like a bit of overkill. I also love the idea of setting this movie in a high-rise and having all of the tenants be potential victims for this spider, but I don't think Roche Turner took full advantage of this. We only really get to know 4 other tenants, 2 of which are related to the family, and I would have liked a larger ensemble of eccentric characters in this film, especially because that would have raised the body count as well.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Lastly, you will probably find this movie extremely predictable, and if you don't like that, then I would probably stay away. Our director does some pretty obvious foreshadowing throughout the entire film that I do wish was a little bit more discreet. I don't personally think the predictability takes away from the overall impact, but others might disagree. Still, I had so much fun with Sting that those things really didn't bother me. This is a creature feature with all of the gore, awesome effects, and crazy action that you could want, but it also wears its heart on its sleeve. If you're okay with your horror films also being goofy, over the top, and sentimental, then you will probably have a blast with this as well. Just be forewarned, if you are scared of spiders, Sting is pure nightmare fuel. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. What are your thoughts on Sting? Did you find this film terrifying or just campy? Do you hate the name or do you love the Tolkien reference? Sound off in the comment section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.